It's fair to say nothing comes easy for Chelsea in this transfer window. Koulibaly took its time, Raheem Sterling took an eternity, and all of a sudden after 18 months, it looks set that Jules Kounde is going to become a Chelsea player thanks to Fabrizio Romano and Matt Law. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and in today's video we are finally going to get down to the truth of what's going on with Jules Kounde, because the saga has been heating up like a soap opera. Some would even call it a telenovela. I've got you guys because he didn't get on a plane, then he decides to come, then Barcelona got some levers, and this drama became very nice and bubbling. You're going to enjoy this. Then we're going to talk about the fact that Chelsea drew a game against Charlotte FC, not the Charlotte Hornets as people are trying to make the joke, and everyone's overreacting. I'm going to explain to you why you shouldn't overreact and the positives to take out of that game. And then finally we're going to get to the pinpoint. And the pinpoint of people's issue with Michy Batshuayi and Kennedy. And no matter what they do, they're not going to be deemed good enough because people have their agendas, and their agendas are Carabao View. I hate this type of fan. We need to respect all Chelsea players the same way. If they play poorly, say they play poorly. If they play well, say they play well. Do not set unrealistic expectations for some players because you don't have plans for them. Because evidently, Thomas Tuchel does. Let's get into this video. But before we get started, look at Tasha's face. She's very upset. So one thing you could do to cheer her up is hit the like button. To hit the like button, we aim for 1,000 likes because we're signing Jules Kounde. You lot are happy because all of a sudden our back three is Kounde, Koulibaly and Thiago Silva. Bang! Absolutely fantastic. You're going to subscribe to the channel because we're getting really close to 20k, and that is very important milestone in my channel. I can't lie to you, I'm over the moon. And finally, the biggest thing. You're going to go into the pinned comment, you're going to hit the link, follow me on Instagram, and we're going to talk about football. Because you're going to slide in my DMs, you're going to build a nice community, and we are going to grow this community properly. We're going to have a nice, transparent, football-based community. Let's get on with the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was Thursday, and Jules Kounde was expected to come to London for a medical. That's what we were hearing from all the reports. But then, the reports got a little bit saucy, a little bit interesting, and an intrigue just created all over the place. But realistically speaking, I think we need to be very honest with what happened. Jules Kounde went on pre-season training with Sevilla. It's as simple as that. He was left out the 30-man squad, and all of a sudden, he got added on, and he went to pre-season to Portugal. People don't like the idea of it, but in reality, we need to be very honest about it. The fact that he's still their player, he has every right to go. People wanted to create hysteria and say he's waiting for Barcelona. Gerard Moreno has been running around, not the footballer, the guy on Twitch who's the inside leak, the ITK, has been saying that Kounde wants to join Barcelona. Barcelona can't fund the move, and this move isn't happening. Okay, if that's what you feel, that's what you feel, because the evidence is showing otherwise. Fabrizio Romano is coming out now with the fact that a bid of £55 million has been accepted, and that this bid was submitted on Wednesday. Personal terms have been agreed with Kounde for a while, and it's a matter of making the deal happen now. The player has to give it a green light. The player has to actively and avidly want to join Chelsea, and Chelsea are very, very persistent in trying to secure this deal. I think they're burnt from the Rafinha saga, and personally, I don't blame them because that Rafinha saga was annoying. These birds are really irritating me too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, I'm trying to record a video here. Yep, here they go again. But the interesting thing here is that Matt Law has come out and he's all but talking about it like it's confirmed. Just now, literally 10 minutes ago on Friday, Chelsea has actively come out with the point of view that they're going to sign Matt Law. This is coming out of the horse's mouth when it comes from Matt Law. 9 out of 10 times he got fed this from the club. Great signing, interesting, but not the end of the world if we don't sign him. So let's move on to the other sides of the story. When it comes to Cesar Azpilicueta, I think we also need to be a little bit more accepted of what's going to happen. As I was going to move on, Azpilicueta has been a great servant for Chelsea, and it's time for him to move on. People don't want to accept that because people want to hang on to a toy as long as possible until it's completely broken and hoarder it. For me, if we get a few million for him and he moves on and has a long, illustrious career at Barcelona, in long being 2 years, good for him. He deserves it. He's won a lot for Chelsea, potentially a Chelsea legend. I think he is because of the volume of trophies he's won and the quality of trophies that he's won. He's won a Champions League, multiple Premier League, 2 Europa Leagues. He has absolutely fulfilled the dream. When it comes to looking at him, I think he's in the top 10 of most decorated Chelsea players of all time. This player deserves the respect, but his quality levels have really dropped, and I think it's time to let him go. But that's my perspective. I want to hear yours in the comments below as well. So let me know. Chelsea had a pre-season friendly with Charlotte and they lost on penalties. And let me give you a high-level review of what I believed of that game. So for me, Chelsea played a typical pre-season game. And people aren't going to like to hear it, but pre-season does not matter when it comes to results. Pre-season is purely there for fitness, energy levels, and to experiment with stuff. What are the positives to take away from that game? Raheem Sterling was diligent, aggressive, and forward-thinking. Excellent dribbling ability, good link-up artist, and more importantly, running in behind, which I loved because we don't have many players that do that. I was very impressed, in my opinion, with Michy Batshuayi and Kennedy. I think they stepped up. Kennedy, in a sense of being aggressive, being creative in the final third from a wing-back position, putting in dangerous deliveries. And then you had the aspect of Michy Batshuayi shooting on sight and causing problems with his aggressiveness with both feet. People didn't like that. People have an agenda when it comes to Michy Batshuayi and Kennedy because they feel like they're taking spots from Cobham graduates. I don't think it's that simple, people. I really don't. I think these players have something to add to the squad. They're not fantastic. Michy will not be Chelsea's #1 striker. I've said this before, I will say this again. But Michy is better than what you lot are saying. He can get you goals. He can be the excellent second choice, third choice striker. Cup player that's going to guide you all the way to the quarters, semis. Then you put the first team and they go and finish the job. This man, you need a goal, bring him on. It's not complicated. It's very simple. The defense looked very organized, in my opinion, in the first half. It looked very compact, secure. You had Thiago Silva. You had Emerson and James make up the back three. You had Levi Colwill come on and play in the middle. Ampadu looked absolutely amazing. The goal that they scored was a penalty. Yet people will overreact. Did Charlotte grow in the game? 100% they did. But the issue here arises that people overreact over the littlest things. And some of the littlest things, in my opinion, are misses of penalties. We had Gallagher, who had a phenomenal season and who I heard was going to come into this team and take us to the next level. Consistently, from everybody tell me that. Missed one penalty and people have went from sell him to he's not good enough for Chelsea, he can't even kick a ball. How can this change? How can the narrative change in approximately 3 seconds of him kicking the ball? The player 4 days ago in a pre-season friendly was touted to be the solution and replacement for Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante. And now he's gone into he's not good enough. This doesn't make sense to me. It's too volatile. You either consistent, you can't be like this. You can't be one day they're fantastic, next day they're terrible. You can't. Be realistic, be ambitious, but at the same time be fair. These players deserve opportunities. They're not fully fit. And I'm telling you now, we will be in a good position. Guys, this is the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed this. I know you most probably did enjoy this, but you have to show it within hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. Peace out. I'm out.